As Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." These words, spoken by a man who led a nation through one of the darkest periods in history, carry a profound significance. They remind us that life's journey is not a straight line from point A to point B, but rather a winding road, filled with peaks and valleys. Imagine, if you will, a small business owner, let's call him John. John started out with a dream, a vision to create something that would not only fuel his passion, but also provide for his family. He poured his heart and soul into his venture, only to face failure after failure. The doors of opportunity seemed to shut one after the other, and the world seemed to conspire against his aspirations. Yet, despite the setbacks, John didn't throw in the towel. He didn't see these failures as a sign to stop, but rather as stepping stones, as lessons from which he could learn and grow. He understood that success was not a destination, but a journey, filled with trials and tribulations. John knew that failure was not fatal. He knew that every stumble, every fall was not a death sentence for his dreams. Rather, they were moments of learning, moments that tested his resolve and determination. And with each test, he emerged stronger, more resilient, and more determined to succeed. It was the courage to continue that set John apart. The courage to keep going, even when the odds were stacked against him, even when the world told him to give up. It was this unyielding spirit, this relentless drive that eventually led John to his success. And so, as we traverse our own paths, facing our own failures and successes, let us remember Churchill's words. Let us remember that success is not final and failure is not fatal. Above all, let us remember that it is the courage to continue that truly counts. Remember, it's not about never failing, but about never giving up. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about the steps you take, the decisions you make, and the courage you display along the way. Pause for a moment and consider the most successful people you admire. They may be entrepreneurs, inventors, leaders, or artists. Each one of them has a unique story, a journey that led them to where they are now. Among these tales, you'll find a common thread. Success didn't come knocking on their door overnight. It was a result of years, sometimes decades, of hard work, resilience, and unwavering determination. Think of Thomas Edison, a name synonymous with invention and innovation. His journey to success was not a direct path. He experienced failure after failure, but he never let that deter him. He once said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This perspective, this grit, is what propelled him forward. Or consider Oprah Winfrey, a beacon of inspiration for many. She didn't wake up one day to find herself a media mogul. Her journey was fraught with challenges, some seemingly insurmountable. But it was her courage, her conviction, and her refusal to be defined by her circumstances that paved her way to success. These stories underscore a crucial fact. The journey towards success is often a winding road, filled with detours, roadblocks, and unexpected turns. And it's not just about reaching that end goal, it's about appreciating the journey itself. It's about the lessons learned, the character built, and the person you become in the process. So embrace your journey, savor the highs, weather the lows, and learn from every step you take. Remember, the path to success is not always easy or straightforward. It demands patience, tenacity, and above all, an unwavering belief in yourself. The road to success is often long and arduous, but it's the journey that truly defines us. In the words of iconic inventor Thomas Edison, the value of an idea lies in the using of it. In this final scene, we delve into the true significance of action. It's not enough to simply harbor grand dreams or ideas. The true magic begins when we decide to take those dreams and ideas and put them into motion. Let's consider the narrative of a social entrepreneur, a person who had a simple idea and transformed it into a powerful movement through action. This entrepreneur saw a need in their community, a problem that needed fixing. They had an idea, a solution, but they didn't stop there. They didn't just write it down in a notebook and forget about it. They took a step, and then another, and another. They took action, and it wasn't easy. There were obstacles, naysayers, moments of self-doubt. But this entrepreneur understood the power of action. They knew that the only way to truly test the worth of an idea was to act on it, to bring it into the world and see if it could stand, if it could make a difference. And it did. It made a difference because they believed in it enough to act on it, to put in the work, to take the risks. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. They started with what they had, where they were, and they built from there. This is the power of action. It transforms thoughts into reality. It's the bridge between the abstract and the tangible. It takes an idea, a dream, a goal, and it gives it form, life, substance. It's the key to turning the imaginable into the achievable. So let's not just dream big, let's act big. Let's take those steps, no matter how small or uncertain they may seem, because every step is a step forward. Every action, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a step closer to our goals. Ideas are the starting point, but it's action that brings them to life.